your time. It's his time. It's Bam's time. Bam's time to shine. Check this out. Y'all been saying in the comments that Michael Jordan never beat Larry Bird. Y'all letting me know this shit. We about to find out why he never won. We about to see what's the reasoning behind the reason. We have the best Larry Bird versus Michael Jordan story ever told. Let's get straight to this video. And before I start this, comment down below who you think will win one-on-one. Larry Bird or Michael Jordan. Without further ado, let's get straight to this video.
NBA
Appreciate all the new subscribers, all the subscribers
who played against both Michael Jordan and Larry Bird said, "I'd much rather play against Michael Jordan than Larry Bird. Jordan made you look slow, but Bird made you look stupid. Look, I'm not here to convince you that Larry Bird is better than Michael Jordan.
Okay.
I'll just present to you the facts.
Okay.
And let the NBA legends who actually played against both of them tell you what they think."
Okay.
People always ask me who's the hardest player I've ever had to guard.
Okay.
And there was Michael Jordan, George Gervin, the late great Mike Mitchell. I mean, so many players.
Rest in
I always
peace.
say Larry Bird, and I say this for the reason because when Michael passed the basketball, he kind of hung on his shorts and he sit off to the side. With Larry, when he passed the basketball is when he became more dangerous. He was either setting a pick, coming off a...
Those type of players in general are hard to guard. When they have the ball out their hands, y'all see how Steph Curry probes? That's what makes him so hard to guard. It's not necessarily what he does to you when he has the ball, even though what he'll do to you when he has the ball in his hands is deadly. But it's what he does when he doesn't have the ball in his hands. The players who are like James Harden or guarding Allen Iverson, I ain't gonna lie, I'd probably rather guard Harden just for the simple fact I know when he gets rid of the ball, he ain't moving. He gonna do his bing bing bop 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 step back. Yeah, cool. But AI gonna come either if he don't hit you with that crossover, if he pass it, he gonna keep on moving constantly. You gotta really hold on to him. Like they literally was holding the AI guarding him. Those are deadly people to guard. So if you keep moving without the ball, yeah, that's a deadly person to guard.
pick, catching the ball,
Or setting the screen, doing something.
You always had to stay attentive to the whole 24 seconds of that offensive play for the Celtics. And you know what? Oh, he's going to get an offensive rebound. He was going to do something to help his team have the best chance of scoring at that point. So I always say as him, he didn't need the basketball to affect the game.
To the untrained eye, Michael Jordan was light years better than Larry Bird, simply because
the untrained eye. Okay, let me hear him
his
out.
scoring numbers were better.
Okay.
But in actuality, it was much closer than that because Bird affected the game in so many ways.
I saw Larry Bird one night in Phoenix. They were losing big time at the half, and they come out in the third quarter, and Larry did not take a shot, but dominated the game. He had 7 assists in the third quarter, and they came back and won the game. He could affect the game without taking a shot. Who else can you say that about to that degree? Nobody. Michael could never do that. Never. Michael had to have the ball.
Here's a night.
The thing about that is, I don't even disagree with that. But in basketball, unfortunately, like he said to the untrained eye, if you're not scoring, you're not doing nothing. That's how it is in basketball. So if someone had 20 and 10 assists, but the person who had 38, he had a better game. Even if he lost, he had a better game. It's stupid, right? That's one of the few things I really hate about basketball. Not hate, but I really dislike about basketball.
1986 magazine.
My eyes better too. My bad, y'all. My eyes is. I appreciate the concern, but my eyes is better, bro. I didn't have no condition. It was literally just allergies. Both my eyes been fucking up. It was just that day it was just that day I had to show y'all. It was just this one or that one, whichever one. But y'all know.
And remember, this is a league with Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Charles Barkley, Isaiah Thomas, Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, and Dr. J.
Right.
And in a league with all of these all-time great players, everyone agreed that Larry Bird was the best.
An all-around player will always be better to me. I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying in general because I know he can affect the game in a multitude of ways, not just scoring. You know, Michael Jordan was a great defender too now, so we ain't gonna just act like he just scored the ball.
Because in 1984, 1985, and 1986, Larry Bird won MVP back to back to back. And in the 1986 playoffs, Larry Bird finally faced Michael Jordan head-to-head. And in Game 1, Michael dropped a spectacular 49 points. But Larry Bird had an all-around game with 30 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 steals to lead the Celtics to a victory. By Game 2...
But all they talk about is that 49 and that 63. I'm not even saying he's better than Michael Jordan. I'm just saying, when basketball, if you score 49, you had the better game than bro who had 30, whatever the fuck they just said he had, 30, 10, 6, and 7, and the W. You had a better game if you had 49. That shit crazy. And he lost. Didn't he lose that game? He lost a 60-plus point game too. But all you talk about is that. All you talk about is that little play we did, the tween, pull up, going right on the baseline, right? You talk. I heard that shit so much that y'all had. I mean, I kind of knew. I've known for some years now, but for the longest, I'm thinking he won all these games that everybody was talking about. Because all you hear is 6-0 in the championship.
MJ had a revelation.
And this is Game 2 of the best-of-5 first-round action, and the Celtics will try to make it 2 in a row over the Bulls.
We really have to play a complete basketball game. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics.
But he sure did try.
He sure did try.
Because Jordan turned on God mode and broke the record for the most points ever scored in a playoff game.
In the first
This the play I'm talking about.
The game against the Celtics Thursday. Jordan trying to fake Bird, can't do it.
He'd kill Larry Bird 1-on-1 though. I'm just being honest.
But Bird played pretty well defensively against Jordan.
I know we started Dennis Johnson out on him, and then we went with Danny Ainge, myself, then Bill Walton, and we was trying to run him to help all the time, but he had his outside shot going so well that he really didn't need to penetrate that much.
Jordan hits it, 56 for Jordan, and that ties the Chicago Bulls all-time leader, Jordan, with 8 on the clock. Jordan ties the game.
Oh, boy.
63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record.
Oh, boy.
Michael Jordan.
131.
Incredible.
Yeah, 6 assists.
Playoff performance. I've never seen it before, and I had never seen it after. That wasn't Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
But Larry Bird left
relax.
with the most important statistic of all, the W.
10 on the clock. Bird, pick and roll parry. Victory for the Boston Celtics to take a 2-0 lead over Chicago in their best-of-5.
Michael Jordan didn't beat Larry Bird. You showed Michael Jordan going between his legs one time in the highlights, against Larry Bird. And that was the game he got 63.
That's when he dropped 63 on Bird. Yes.
But if memory serves me correct, they got swept. No, not...
He hates Michael Jordan. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing I said. Jordan is regarded as the greatest ever by a lot of people, right? Then you had the people who say LeBron's next. Some people say Kobe's right after him. Whatever. People debate, whatever. Put that to the side real quick. My thing with Michael Jordan, yes, he played in a way more physical era. That shit that his team was doing, that wasn't defense. He was trying to kill him. That's not defense. Defense is, hey, close out, blah, 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 blah. Defense is slides, hands, active hands, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? That's defense. But trying to kill him, it's not defense. That's what Michael Jordan had to go through that players today don't. So I'll give Jordan that. But what Jordan doesn't have to go through, that LeBron or even Kobe kind of had to, because it was social media, but not how it is now. But that you thought Michael Jordan won all the. Every time I heard, he scored 63, I thought he won the game. I thought he won, and then I got older. Oh, he lost. Oh, this happened. Oh, that happened. Oh, that. Nothing was highlighted. Everything is highlighted now. So your failures are highlighted now. Back then, it didn't seem like your failures were highlighted, at least from what I'm seeing, because I'm finding out, and not just me, some people find out so much information like, oh, shit, that really happened? But they be talking like he... Comment down below if you agree.
Not lost. They got swept. Okay?
And he tried to... Yeah, they lost. No, and he tried... Look at his face. He tried to sweep it under the rug. Had that been somebody else, I don't think... Nah...
Even though he dropped
it's true.
63, we stepped all in his ass, did we not? I rest my case.
Larry Bird went on to win his third championship
I
that
like
year.
that, bro.
And the following
that
year,
old shit.
when Larry faced MJ in the playoffs, it happened again.
Side. Larry Bird against Banks. Rubs him around a Perry screen, drives it down the lane, and lays it in with a right hand. Michael Jordan with 30 points in this game, so he was 30 or better in all 3 playoff games. Bird's got 31 in the game and 14 in the fourth quarter. Bullseye. Boston has kept it in good hands in the fourth quarter.
The fuck? Scratching?
Bird, and that's about it. Final score in Chicago Stadium. The Boston Celtics sweep the Bulls out 105-94. Too much Celtic talent. Too much Celtic.
So 2 years in a row this happened? I knew they lost one. I didn't know it was a sweep 2 years in a row. Again, they're going to say he was young, but y'all not giving that to LeBron. And I'm not even saying because I'm a LeBron fan. Because when LeBron got swept, you got swept in 2007. Ain't no excuses. You got swept. I know the team wasn't whatever, but you still got swept. It shouldn't have happened. Simple. No excuses.
Experience for a Bulls team lacking in both areas.
Yes, Larry Bird in back-to-back years swept Michael Jordan.
That's
in
why
the
y'all say
playoffs.
he better.
So if Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, but Michael Jordan never beat Larry Bird, then what does that make Larry Bird? Now, to be fair, at that point, Michael Jordan didn't have his best teammate ever, Scottie Pippen, yet. When Scottie Pippen arrived, the battles were closer and more intense. And later in the video, I'll let you see exactly what happened when Larry Bird faced a prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Because Larry Bird did something so miraculously impressive, no other man in the history of basketball can say they've done. But after Bird swept Jordan back-to-back years in the playoffs, that very next year in 1988, Michael Jordan had statistically the best season ever, where he won the scoring title at 35 points per game, the steals title, the MVP, the defensive player of the year, the All-Star Game MVP, and the dunk contest.
I ain't gonna lie. That's some shit. He won the scoring. He won the NBA MVP. He won Defensive Player of the Year. Still, I heard somebody say Jordan wasn't actually... Who was it? Bro who played on the Pistons. I forgot his name, but he said Jordan wasn't that good of a defender, but we'll leave that be. But because clearly he won the Defensive Player of the Year. He did all this shit in 1 year. What y'all think? Y'all still got Larry over him? I know Larry never lost to him, and I get it. If it was the other way around, they would say that for Jordan. If Jordan beat a player... I feel what y'all saying now in the comments. I feel what y'all saying. Let me just say that. The fuck?
He faced Larry Bird 4 times that year, and this is how it went. Game 1, tough battle, Bird wins. Game 2, MJ has a historic 50-point game to win by 10.
Okay.
Game 3, Larry's revenge. After that previous loss, I'm sure Larry Bird had that rematch circled on his calendar, because he ended up with 33, 8, and 7 and blew MJ out by 30 points.
Okay.
Game 4, MJ had an impressive performance with 39 points and 8 assists.
You said impressive. That's amazing.
Legend had 44 points and 10 rebounds, but most importantly, a win versus Michael Jordan in his statistically best season ever. And though Michael Jordan didn't face Bird again that year in the playoffs, Jordan did face Isaiah Thomas and the Detroit Pistons. And I'll let Isaiah Thomas tell you exactly how he recalls that year and the rest of the 80s.
So Michael Jordan in the 80s, the best year that he had was he was the MVP of the league in the defensive...
Hey, y'all think Isaiah Thomas had a point where he said about LeBron was in the shoot around with the do-rag on with no shirt on 5 hours before the game? I didn't make a video about it because personally, I don't think Isaiah Thomas has any hate towards LeBron. He's already put him ahead of Jordan and said a lot of good things about him. I don't think he had no hate. That's why I didn't say anything. But even though I think what he said was a crazy ass reach and kind of weird to say, considering the fact that y'all wasn't professional either. Y'all didn't shake Michael Jordan's hand when y'all lost. It's a lot of crack stuff that was going on. People on crack, drugs. Michael Jordan ended up snitching on everybody in the Last Dance, even though it was already known. So I don't know if it's snitching, but yeah, like that's not professional. So well, let me know what y'all think about that situation down below in the comments.
It's a Player of the Year. I believe that was in '88.
Yes.
We
88.
beat them 4-1. I'm gonna say that again. 4-1. They won one
May I
game,
respond?
Stephen A. And he never beat Larry Bird. He never beat Magic and Kareem. He never won. And all I'm saying is in the 80s, what I remember in the 80s, it was Philadelphia with Dr. J, Magic, Kareem, Bird, Michael Jordan. He was a non-factor.
A non-factor. Is this your GOAT?
I see why Jordan hates this
But
dude.
after Isaiah Thomas swept MJ, he did go on to beat Larry Bird in 6 games. And many people touted the Detroit defense for holding Larry Bird to under 20 points per game. But what many don't include in that story...
Larry Bird fans... Isaiah Thomas beat him.
Is that Larry Bird was noticeably injured with painful bone spurs in both feet. So only because of injuries, for the first time in 5 seasons, Larry Bird would not make the NBA Finals. Starting the following year, Larry Bird had season-ending surgery on both feet after playing only 6 games. But sadly, it only got worse.
It's fucked up.
Because that following offseason, Larry Bird broke his back and was never the same again. But even as Larry Bird's entire body betrayed him, for some reason, he always played well against Michael Jordan. Almost like he had a personal vendetta against Jordan. And I think I know why. When Michael Jordan was in college, he actually played an exhibition game against Larry Bird. Jordan and a bunch of college players, while preparing for the 1984 Olympics, faced Larry Bird and a bunch of NBA stars. The goal was to toughen the college kids up before they headed to the Olympics. So during pre-game warm-ups, when Jordan chased the loose ball to the other end of the court, Larry Bird picked the ball up. But instead of handing it to Jordan, Bird kicked the ball over Jordan's head to the opposite end of the court. And I guess you could say Michael Jordan took that personally.
Now look at Marcy. Really? Oh, so that's how you're going to play it. You're going to do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
Michael Jordan dominated that game. A young Michael Jordan actually carried a team full of college players past a prime Larry Bird and a bunch of NBA players. Michael Jordan won the battle, but Larry Bird won the war. I think Larry Bird took that loss personally because Jordan never really got the best of Larry Bird ever again. When Larry Bird finally returned to the court after missing basically an entire season with foot surgery and a back injury, he faced prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in a regular season game. The teams
also comment down below if there's any video y'all want me to react to with this Scottie Pippen and Jordan shit, because I reacted to one, but I kind of wanted to find out more. I probably gotta go finish watching The Last Dance for real.
Back and forth.
Bagley against Paxson, 10 on the shot clock. Jordan on Bird. Quick feed into Jim Paxson for the layup. Larry Bird has KO'd the read. Jordan steal. Scottie Pippen ahead to Jordan. Michael for the dunk. Bird against Pippen. Bird working on Pippen one-on-one.
Shot.
Hits the fadeaway.
And with 10 seconds to go, it was a tie game. The Celtics had the ball. And the Bulls put their 2 best defenders, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, both on Larry Bird because everyone knows who the ball is going to.
Good shot.
And then this happened.
What happened?
They wind it all the way down.
Where's Jordan?
Inside Bird low.
There's Jordan right there.
You can't double yet. Now you can quickly.
Oh, so Jordan came to double. Okay.
7 seconds left. Larry Bird gives the Boston Celtics a 2-point lead. Everybody in this building had to know what was going on. Michael came over to help out. Celtics lead with 3.6 seconds here, 102 to 100.
A game-winning shot while being double-teamed by both Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, two of the best defenders of all time. Somehow the word clutch doesn't even begin to describe the greatness of Larry Bird when the game was on the line. But maybe a quote from NBA Hall of Fame coach, executive, and former player Pat Riley can explain. In an interview, when comparing Larry Bird and Michael Jordan's clutchness, Pat Riley said this iconic quote, "If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save a game, I'd choose Michael Jordan.
Okay.
If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save my life, I'd take Larry Bird." As Larry Bird was on his last legs and Michael Jordan was starting his dynasty in 1991, Larry Bird mustered up enough strength to battle MJ again in one of the last great duels between the two.
Gamble came up with the steal.
Here's Bird. Yes. He was met on a switch by Jordan, and the 69, Chicago 67. Jordan eluding a triple team.
That shot is just beautiful. You gotta box out, Jordan. Jordan, you gotta box out, man. Come on. You gotta look.
Eluding a triple team.
Look, you gotta look. Larry Bird wanted the ball more. He wanted the ball more. You gotta box out, my guy. He wanted the ball more. Damn.
This battle between
I say Larry Bird don't look like he lifted weights ever though. I
came
ain't gonna
down
lie.
to the wire. In overtime, it was a tie game.
Keyword look like.
With
Maybe he did.
0.4 seconds on the clock, and the Chicago Bulls had the ball.
Pippen now will look to throw in 0.4 of a second. And here it is, Jordan with the play. Yes! But it's waved off. Will not count.
Why?
Mike Matthews said no. Did not beat the clock.
Did he?
Ooh, he almost had it. After Jordan's possible game winner was waved off, Larry Bird, on 4 straight possessions in double overtime, did this.
Jordan.
It's great to hear all these coaches talk about they're really concerned as Bird hits a little fadeaway. They're really concerned about the minutes building up. They want to be fresh going into the playoffs.
Overtime number 2. Bird. Yes. Larry Bird heating it out to go. In the second overtime. Bird with the break through the foul and hits.
See, nowadays when players do this shit, this is one thing I hate about today's NBA. There's a couple players who do this shit who literally just play for fouls. Jalen Brunson is one of them. Shai is one of them, as good as Shai is. You see this? He still leaned into. I'm not against the leaning into him. I'm against when you pump fake and you just hey, and then like he barely moved. Like he leaned into him a little bit. Guys, today is player come at him, bro. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like exaggerated crazy. That's one thing I hate about today's NBA. That a lot of players play for the foul instead of just playing to score the ball. That shit I seen Jalen Brunson do the couple games. Like what was it? It was just game 1, right? That shit was fucking. I was like, my nigga, what is going on, bro?
45 to go in the second overtime. Bird fires. Yes.
Jordan ain't scored since.
The crowd couldn't help but chant the name of the greatest player of all time.
Shook his head and said, "This guy's too much."
And the chant of Larry Bird. Lee Brown beat John Paxson off the pitch. And the second overtime, and that will do it.
The Celtics held on to win that game, but that year, Michael Jordan won his first championship versus Magic Johnson in the finals, and his dynasty had officially begun.
Larry and I were talking, and Michael walks in, and he says, "There's a new sheriff in town." And we both hit each other like, well, he's not lying.
That acknowledges that he was feeling like Larry Bird was the best at the time. But now he's like, I'm here now. And it's over with for y'all because this ain't, I ain't stopping after this one.
Larry Bird retired after that next season, but not before he took the court with Michael Jordan one last time. Except this time, it would be on the same team in what many would call the greatest team ever assembled, the 1992 Dream Team.
And rebounded by Jordan.
Perez may have realized that may be his best opportunity to get an open look in transition.
Magic with the pass that misfired. Jordan with the behind-the-back save. Here's Bird. Yes.
And you just knew that Larry Bird was not going to miss that shot after the great save by Michael Jordan.
Larry, I hate that you're retiring. Thank goodness. I'm glad. I'm tired of seeing your face. Brought a lot of sad memories to me, but I enjoyed you tremendously. I wish you a lot of luck, and I think you had a very wonderful career, even though you probably ruined a lot of my successful games against the Boston Celtics. And I'll see you somewhere along the road, somewhere playing golf.
Even though he dropped 63, we stepped all in his ass, did we not? I rest my case.
He will put this at the end. That's the end of the video, man. Y'all comment down below y'all opinions, man. Make sure to smash that like button. Get this video to 50 likes, man. And we're going to keep going up, man. Rest in peace, Dakari, ex my grandma, both our grandmas, and I'm gone, man. Bam time.